Hello, hi. Oh,
Schätze, was du liebst. Deutschlands
hello, hi. I just checked my voice. It's a special program today. Oh, just be patient. How's your weekend? Hi, hello. Um, hello, Leo. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Marlene. Thank you. Hi, thank you. I just check my voice. Just be patient. How's your weekend? Hi, hello. Hello, Leo. Thank you. That's good. Okay, so we can start. Hi everyone, welcome to Insights with Lily Zhang. Today is 29th of November. It's now 17 Uhr. Das ist Deutsch. It's German time in the afternoon. 17. It's 5 o'clock. Yeah. Hello, come on. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Um, well, yeah, today normally I don't do, first of all, happy Sunday, happy weekend. Normally I don't do program on Sunday, but today is a special day because I have a special announcement. You probably already seen that on my title today. Today, I officially announced that I'm out of Quan Media. So from today, I have no any relationship with Quan Media or Quan Media Europe. But if you are my English fans, doesn't affect you too much because I've never used Quan Media Europe. It's always been Insights with Lily Zhang. My Chinese name changed to, Insights with Lily Zhang in Chinese, so it doesn't affect you much. Yes. So today that's my announcement, and it really doesn't change much. I've always been independent, but I still appreciate some kind of support from Quan Media from beginning. So that's okay. But relationship does turn sour at some stage, just like any relationship, like marriage or long-term relationship, short-term relationship. At some stage, just at a turning point, you have to separate, you have to give up. And this time, the reason I left Trend Media is because of Donald Trump. Yes, for us, the U.S. election is not over. I think most of you probably most of my English fans already agree. The U.S. election already, it's over. Donald Trump has lost. So that's the end. Although he probably is still Donald Trump, not still in denial. He doesn't concede. That's his character. That's what I'm going to talk about. But the transition has already started, and Biden will be the new president in January 20th. But for most of my Chinese fans, later I'm going to talk about brainwash. I think they've been brainwashed in China, most of them, and when they out of China, they've been brainwashed again by social media. Yeah, I've seen. Maybe part of that is by Quan Media, although I'm mainly keep neutral, but my Quan Media other channels, my Quan Media America, Quan Media Asia, or Quan Media whatever Canada, they are very much, deeply Trump fans, and it's okay to be Trump fans. I used to be one. Well, I wasn't really a Trump fan, but I did supported Trump I said many times, if I could vote, I would vote Trump. But I voted Trump. If I voted Trump, it's not because he's Trump. It's because I supported his policy, his general, performance for last 3.5 years or something like that. It's okay. It's okay to support Trump. I was one of them. But after election, especially after the failure of Donald Trump of this election and his behavior, what he said, I have to say, no, I have deep, deep doubt about Trump. And I dig more. I kind of find out. That's what I told Quan Media, and that's the key reason we separate and we departed, is because I told them Donald Trump, maybe the biggest shameless liar in history. I'm going to tell you later. Hi, 曾经的川粉. Oh, okay. You used to be a Donald Trump fan. Well, yeah, your Chinese name is it. Thank you. Yeah. Chen also is a liar. Maybe, yeah. I think at some stage, I'm not going to accuse other people. Today, I'm just talking about Donald Trump. Other people, if they are liar, I think in social media there are so many liars. That's why today I'm going to talk about something about brainwash in this vast, massive sea of fake news and dirty news and Trump's lies. Like I said, I was a Trump supporter, and this election just exposed so much about Trump. His character, he was a modest guy, but after this election, he just outrageous and just show how much lie he told. Before the election, I think he's already probably feel because almost, I think 99% of the polls before the election showing he's behind Biden. Joe Biden might win. So he probably know. And because of the handling of coronavirus and he accused of mail voting, but himself he did that. He mail voted his vote. Yeah, so I just I can't think of anyone else can be so shamelessly lie. Now I have to say he is the biggest liar in history, and he's telling lies like truth, and himself already believe that. Well, he has a big follower. 74 million Americans voted him, but I think most of them probably like me, they just voted him supported his policies because he did benefit on anti-lefties, anti-communist. Anti-communism, I doubt it, because he's been at the moment few leaders supported him. Putin from Russia and Kim Jong-un from North Korea. They are his biggest allies at the moment. Doesn't make you. That's so strange. The biggest dictatorships in the world, Putin and Kim Jong-un, supported Trump. Does he? I mean, Trump fans, you don't have any doubts on that? And I'm going to introduce you a book, because how many lies Trump has told the world and everybody else. I'm not going to talk about too much of the examples. I think Trump camp had nearly 40 lawsuits in cases to against the fraudulent, they say the biggest scale fraudulent election fraud in American history. They launched like 40 cases. How many of them being thrown out of the court? 38. Only one going ahead is Georgia, is to recount, because the margin is less than 0.5%. So that tells you, and Trump, from before election, during election, after election, he's been telling lies after lies, day in and day out. Every day he tweets, every day he's saying there's large-scale fraud in this election. But 99% of his court cases being thrown out of the court. That means almost all his claims are lies. The judges already had judgment on that. And still so many Trump fans denying this. They only believe like Linwood and Sidney Powell and Giuliani. Oh my God. Trump's lawyers already developed a system that's been famous. Trump's lawyers been developed a system to deal with Trump's lies. On the other hand, those lawyers, they are not less a big liar than Trump either. Sidney Powell, she's the biggest joke. I think she's just like a bitch. I think all the lawyers almost like bitches. You know, prostitutions, they sell their body for money, and lawyers, they sell their soul for money. Are the Trump's lawyers almost like that? Anyway, I'm going to introduce, because and as far as I know, Trump's biggest lies is, I think that's just hilarious. In 2019, last year, he visited Thanksgiving days. He visited the troops, U.S. troops in Iraq, and his grand Trump style. He said, "Oh, you guys work so hard. I'm gonna give you pay rise this year. Pay rise. It's not going to be 2%, not going to be 3%. Trump's not going to be 2%, not going to be 3%, not going to be 5%. I'm going to give you 10%, more than 10%. He's the president. And he was there to encourage, to promise something for the troops, for people might die every day, or in those dangerous, most honorable people. He's saying that, okay, how much pay rise those soldiers or troops get? 2.6%. That's typical Trump. He can just in public, anywhere, on TV, in front of anybody, in front of billions of people, he can lie. He can lie shamelessly. I just feel so sorry for American people. I seriously doubt now, 2016, I don't know, here, I admit, I have no evidence. I seriously doubt 2016 election was a big fraud. And it was controlled by Russia. And then they had Donald Trump become the president. I seriously doubt it now. And in 2020, this election, that's why the U.S. election officials, they say this year is the safest election. They probably learned from 2016. And they've done so many things to prove that. Anyway, another one is, I think, like I said, I was a Trump supporter. I think many Trump supporters started waking up now. I just saw news today in North Carolina. There's a pro-Trump donor. He donated like $2.5 million for an NGO. They claim they're going to fight the fraudulent election. They're going to sue. They're going to make legal cases to sue the fraudulent cases in this election. But then today, he found out, well, it's not today he found out, today he's going to sue Donald Trump and this NGO organization because they dropped the case. Of course, most of 99% of Donald Trump's cases already been thrown out by state court, federal court, appeal court, all sorts of court. And I don't even need to read those judges' statement. I think they had anyway. And this donor, he's going to sue Donald Trump. He's going to sue the NGO organization. But actually, this donor, he's quite wealthy. He's a venture capital CEO. Of course, he can donate 2.5 million. He must be rich. And now he's so regret. He want his money back because the NGO just dropped the case. Of course, they have no chance of winning. Trump doesn't have any chance of winning because he is the biggest liar. These are the two examples you might be interested. But now, if you're interested more about, this is a best-selling book I'm going to introduce to you. See how much Donald Trump, that's why I said he's the biggest liar in the whole human history. Let me share this screen with you. Okay, you see that? This is a book published, actually this best-selling book published by the Washington Post. The book is called Donald Trump and His Assault on Truth, the President's Falsehood, Misleading Claims, and Flat-Out Lies. In this book, because this is a fact, the Washington Post, their fact check team, they just concluded, that they just combined like 16,000 of lies Donald Trump has told the public. And then they check one by one about why, how, and how he telling the truth about those facts and how he tell those lies. So here I'm not going to talk about too much about Donald Trump's lies. I think if you are interested, you can just go to check this book out. And actually, currently, it's the best-selling book. I probably will go. I think I already know Donald Trump is the biggest liar in history, so I'm not going to read that book because I already know that. I know my English-speaking viewers. You probably feel strange because you probably not get involved or get into believe Donald Trump that much, like most of Westerners. I think most of Chinese viewers, because their language barriers, they intend to listen to a couple of social media on YouTube or Twitter, especially Twitter. Donald Trump's really good at tweets. That's why they are so easily get misled into that trap. So for quite a lot of Chinese viewers, Donald Trump, if you tell them he's a liar, they will be assaulted. And they started, because I've got some, that's the reason I've left Quan Media. Because, of course, only today I feel release. Because I can speak my heart. Because I can tell what I really think. Because before, and you probably noticed last 2 weeks, I didn't make much programs. Because I try to avoid these topics. Anytime, because I don't agree with those Chinese, especially Quan Media's major programs. They are biggest Trump supporter or Trump fans. They really fans. They treat Trump like a god. That's from that time. From that moment when they treated Trump like a god, I started feel so uncomfortable. I started feel so uncomfortable. I think I'm living in a free world. And when I say something just slightly different with their opinion, in those trend media, they have Telegram groups and WeChat groups. If I say something bad or a little bit disagreement with them about Trump, I'll be insulted. That gave me the warning. I just feel, although in the free world, they've been brainwashed. And I feel so uncomfortable. I've lost my heart. I've lost my pursuit of truth. I've been misled by quite a lot. Of course, the biggest one, Donald Trump, and other social media, especially Chinese social media. That's why I come to the conclusion I have to cut off trend media. I have to be independent. I have to tell the truth. I can't lie anymore. I can't lie to my heart. I can't lie to my fans. I have to face the world. I have to tell the truth. So that makes me, of course, I've paid some prices, especially, I've left trend media from yesterday, and today is official announcement. And also I've left some of my WeChat groups, and I've left totally Telegrams. So I've left so many, including a couple of high school friends. So yeah, so Donald Trump has done quite a lot of damage to me, to my social circle, because my social circle actually is quite on the right-wing side, and now I've been accused by most of my Chinese circles as extreme lefty, or lefty, at least lefty. Well, I don't feel, I'm kind of worried. Yeah, I'm kind of worried. That's why I made a special program in Chinese about brainwash. Today I'm going to talk about that, some of that in English as well. So I think in this, the bomb of information world and the social media, I think from now, I used to be kind of anti-mainstream. Oh, must be influenced by Donald Trump, because he told everybody that mainstreams are fake news. Actually, himself, Donald Trump, is the biggest fake, the biggest liar in history. But I think this brainwash is not just for Chinese. I've noticed, of course, there are 74 million people in America supported Donald Trump, and all over the world, there are quite a lot. Doesn't matter if it's English or Chinese, they supported him. So brainwash is not just happen in those countries under dictatorship. In our free world, I think brainwash still existing. So I'm going to give you briefly 6 symptoms of brainwash. I hope you are never ever been brainwashed. But if you see some of those symptoms, be careful, get warned, be cautious. Number 1 is isolation and very limited information channels. This happens to communist countries because only one voice from the government. They are not allowed. They're being isolated, like North Korea and China. But in Western world, I know, especially under this social media era, some people, more and more people, listen to some social media like YouTube and Twitter That's why Donald Trump can tell in so many lies one after another, because he created a scenario that not many people trust mainstream media. He created and he brainwashed people just to trust his tweets. Yeah, he's the king of liar and he's the king of tweets. So many people are being dominated by Donald Trump's tweets. So if you noticed, doesn't matter if you like it or not, if you noticed your information channels are very simple and come from maybe one or two similar channels, be careful. Doesn't matter if you like or not social media, like mainstream, still look at what they talking about. Like me, it doesn't matter if I like CNN or Guardians or Deutsche Welle. I still, because most of the mainstream media, if they write an article, they have to check the facts. Because if not, they'll be sued. They have liability. So mainstream, they have more regulations and liabilities. So when they tell something, they better check first. And they make sure, at least it's almost look like a fact. They might have their bias, of course. Everybody have bias. But at least they have to check the facts before they publish anything. But on social media, on Twitter, on YouTube, Facebook, it's all individuals. They can talk about anything without any liability, responsibility. Like those it's called Q. Yeah, that's totally rubbish. I seriously doubt that's behind Donald Trump. Donald Trump created, or Donald Trump's helpers created, most likely probably Putin or Chinese spies helped Donald Trump. And they create that Q. And that Q, although it's a film, was created by a Dutch woman, but they can be anybody. They can be a robot. And so many people still believe Q. It's so many rubbish. There's just one story. In America, one guy, he believed Q so much. And he was so angry. Because Q, there's a famous pizza shop called Comet Ping Pong Pizza Shop. That's because that shop is they eating babies, or they provide babies for Hillary or Clinton, something like that. So that American, he feels so angry. He took his gun, went to that pizza shop. And he wanted to go to their basement to save those babies. Those babies being tortured by Hillary Clinton, that kind of people. What he found? He was arrested, being terrorized, those children. He found nothing. It's just a normal pizza shop. And Trump fans, they believe that. Well, that guy, and then police find out he was just a normal father of 3 kids. He's not a terrorist. He's not a extremist or something like that. He's just a normal, average American father. But he believes he's being brainwashed by social media, by Donald Trump, this kind of people. And he took his gun to, lucky probably he didn't shoot anybody there. So that's the danger of, in Western world, being brainwashed. And that's number one. If your information just come from a couple of channels, from YouTube or Twitter, be careful. Be careful, you could be brainwashed by those people behind those social media. And number two, monopoly of perceptions and ideologies. Yeah, I think many Trump fans, they believe that means I was born and grew up in China. I feel that because the whole country, they only have one ideology. That's the greatest socialism. China was the biggest, the greatest country in the world. CCP, the Communist Party, is the savior of Chinese, they established the new China. And yes, in Western world, like the Q followers or Donald Trump followers, they believe they monopoly by one kind of perception that Donald Trump is saving America, make America great again, and Donald Trump is a symbol of hero, patriot. Yeah. So they always use this, and they make people feel they fighting for justice. They fighting for some greater purpose in life. That's how they manipulate and dominate your perception. Come on. All politicians are liars. And Donald Trump is the biggest liar of them all. So politicians, they are politicians. No politicians have the greatest purpose in life. And if you think they can manipulate if you just an individual, politicians work for you, serve for you. They don't think make America great again. They don't. They just think about power. So all those jargons, all those slogans, they just try to manipulate your perceptions, make you feel great. Yeah, that's another thing. They make you feel great. You feel you are fighting for a bigger purpose. Number 3, they make their leader like God. Of course, yeah, that's those we all know those communist countries like Kim Jong-un or Putin or Chinese leaders. They all make their leaders like a god. They are the greatest, most righteous. They have no shortfall at all. So they just a god. So when I hear, that's how I get suspicious. When I hear many Trump supporters, they think Trump is a god. And many Trump supporters, they think at least Trump is like Jesus, is a messenger from God. I started to feel very, very worried. Trump is just a politician, and he is the biggest liar. He's been made up like a god. And of course, himself probably really think that way too. He certainly behaved like that. He's the god. So anytime, anybody, any leader being made up like a god, that's the biggest symptoms of brainwash. Number 4, any they just insult and stop any different voices. So I'm the different voice of Quan Media. I'm the different voice of those Donald Trump supporters, Donald Trump fans, because I have to admit, I was one of the Donald Trump supporters. But I became one of the I became one of the different voice or anti-Trump voice from those supporters. For a month, since the election, before the election, anytime when I say anything bad about Trump, when I have any doubts on Trump, I got insulted and personally insulted by those people. So that's another very big sign, big symptom of brainwashed. Because any brainwashed group, country, they are not allowed another voice. They have to have same voice or one voice. They have to speak the same language, same ideology, same things. You have to praise whoever the god, the leader, they make like a god. And then any criticize, any media, of course, The main. That's why Donald Trump criticized all the mainstream media fake news, because mainstream, they don't care. Of course, they have to question Donald Trump all the time and ask him questions, and hard questions. Donald Trump hates that. That's why he said, except him, everybody else is fake news. Actually, turn out, Trump is the biggest fake news producer. Every day, he produces fake news on Twitter, anywhere he can. Every day. That's why Washington Post just combining 16,000 Donald Trump's lies. They form a book. That's probably never happened like that in American history or in human history. Someone's lies can form a book, and best-selling book. You better get that. Of course, just now I'll talk about 4 points about brainwash, and number 5 is you get emotional. And they control your emotion. Yeah, you feel good when Donald Trump says something, when Donald Trump tweets something, and you feel so bad when someone accuses him. That's how they brainwash you. They manipulate your emotions. Yeah, because emotions make you can't think clearly. Emotion makes you attached to that. Emotion make your brain foggy. That's what they need. That's why I call brainwash. That's how they control your mind. They control your emotion first. Yeah. Okay, the last but not least. That's what I'm talking about. Lies, lies, and lies. Donald Trump is very good at that, and he can telling lies like telling truth. And he can tell the biggest lies without any shameless. Donald Trump is good. He's probably the best actor and best liar. He can acting like, of course, I think, yeah. He can acting like a billionaire more than a real billionaire. Actually, he's more broke than, he's very broke. And he can acting like a president, like a real president. Of course, he is currently the president, but how he got there, I seriously doubt. And that's why Robert Mueller's report, 200 pages of, about. That's why I couldn't understand why the Congress tried to impeach him before. Now I understand. Just see how many lies he's been told. And he dragged his lawyers into that dirty hole too. And his lawyers, one by one, telling lies like him. Of course, I already talked about Donald Trump's lawyers. And like Himmler, the famous Nazi brainwash master, he said, if you're telling a lie 100 times, they become truth. This is so true. Yeah, Donald Trump is a master of that. And when those people, they can telling lies like truth, I think lies after lies. At some stage, they have lost, they themselves truly believe those lies. And they've lost the capacity or ability or the willingness to even telling the truth. That's how dangerous it is. And they so deeply involve and believe in their lies. And they start telling that like truth. That's how they brainwash. I think they have to brainwash themselves first. And they have to change their emotions and mind to tell so many lies shamelessly. That's why they can convince everybody else about their lies. Okay. So, today, yeah, and it's my new start. Actually, it's just back to my old program. Yeah, so I feel free. I feel released. So I'm totally independent. I can tell the truth. I can tell whatever I feel from my heart. But I wouldn't talk too much about politics. And the only, I think my responsibility really is, especially to my Chinese fans, anytime be yourself and be independent and have critical thinking. Don't trust anybody until they prove they are true. So yeah, I know quite a lot of my English speaking fans. They don't have too much, and not many Trump supporters. Actually, I was I was the biggest Trump supporter before. I think, yeah, I think many before I couldn't understand many of my European, New Zealand, Australian friends. They don't really like Trump that much. I thought they are probably quite lefty. No, I apologize. No, it's not apologize. We all make mistakes, yeah, and we learn from our mistakes, and we have so many times we have to be told lies and discover truth, or we have to be told and then expose lies to find out the truth. That's my journey. Okay, so today, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I just check. Okay, today I've already done 2 programs, and I wish you a very good Sunday evening. And tomorrow I'm going to travel, so my next program probably will be Thursday, most likely probably on Friday. Yeah, so I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Oh, make sure you just click that little bell so you can get my notice. Quite a lot of people, they don't get my notice. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.